Live.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
So you can see all my begoozles. All right, here we go. Why are we not switching? Oh, no. God damn it. Oh, I'm on one. That's why. I'm on one. Fucking moron. Why is it going to camera one? Because you're on number one, stupid. So stupid. All right. Here we go. Start.
So I don't know what this thing is. I think it's a strip show, dance show.
Work there, dude.
Welcome to
DeaconLive.
DeaconLive.
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, what happened to the creator of Cash App? Also, why did ChatgPT tell a man to kill himself? And where not to go for an Easter egg hunt? And who has Kid Rock all fired up? All this and much, much more will be discussed here on DeaconLive. How are you? How are things? How are things going? Are you doing okay? Are you getting along with everyone? That's the only thing I worry about. It's making sure that you're doing all right and everything's going good at your location, wherever you are on this planet. Now, I am doing fan-friggin-taculous. Is that right? I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. And I say that, and there's a backhanded slap to this as well, is my dad, as you guys know, my dad lives here with me now. My mom passed away actually a year ago, a little over a year ago now. So my dad's living with me. And he's 76 years old, and he's always going to the doctor's office. He's going, getting his... He goes to Food Line like 3 times a month or a week, and he's going to his doctor's appointments. He's doing all this stuff. He's out of the house more than my wife and I. Now, my wife works out of the house. As you can tell, I work out of the house as well during the show, and I have several other shows that I do out of this location. So I never really leave the house. I don't go anywhere. I go once a week. I go food shopping, and then once every 3 weeks, I go get hay for the horses, and that's it. That's the extent of my getting out and seeing people and making myself known out there in the public. And my wife doesn't leave at all. She goes to ride horses. She's got a horse off the property. She goes over there, gets on a horse, rides the horse, gets off the horse, puts the horse away, comes back home. Gets her hair done maybe once every 6 weeks, something like that. Where I'm getting at is my dad has been sick, or was sick. Last month and a half ago, he was sick. And he got nervous because, he's 76 years old. At that age, anything, especially with COVID and everything, you get sick, you get panicked. You're like, all right, I don't feel so well. This is what's going on. I don't know what's going on. And he panicked and got some COVID-19 tests. And so those were in the house. And I'm like going, why are we having the COVID-19 tests here in the house? Dad, do you have COVID? Because my wife has gotten her shot. I don't have a shot because, like I said, I don't go anywhere. My dad's got like 3 shots, a pint of beer. I don't know. He's got 3 shots. He's got all the inoculations. My wife's got 2, and I don't have any. And he's like, no, it's just a normal cold. And he got over it. And then again, it happened a couple of weeks ago. He got it again. I'm not feeling so well. I don't know what it is. I'm just congested. I don't feel like moving. And I'm like, okay, Dad, are you taking anything? Are you going to the doctor? Yeah, I'm doing all that stuff. So my wife, this past week ago today, she's like, I think the AC in the bedroom, because we have a small little AC unit in the bedroom, so we don't have to cool the whole entire house. This 3,500 square foot property that we have, we just keep our bedroom nice and cool. So we have it's not a window unit. It's like a little R2 unit, and you put the little exhaust thing out the window. It's nice. It's quiet. It keeps the room a nice crisp 62 degrees, which is awesome to sleep in. She woke up one morning and said, oh, my throat's a little, I feel a little, I'm like, babe, you sleep right in front of that little R2-D2 thing. Do you want me to point it in a different direction in the room? No. I get hot flashes and all that. So no, it's fine. It's fine. If I get cold, I'll throw the covers over me. If I get hot, I throw the covers off. All right, fine. Next day, I got a little bit of headache. Day after that, now we're into Friday. I'm not feeling so good. Saturday. Sunday. Like, Jesus Christ, babe. And she started taking, I told her when it first happened, the first little tickle, I said, take some Zicam. I hate that stuff. It tastes nasty. I'm like, well, do the one where you do the little cotton swab thing in your nose. Oh, I can't do that. It hurts my esophagus or something. I'm like, all right, then, babe, suffer. I don't care. Suffer. So she is now on the tail end of this cold that she's had. And, you know, in the middle of the night, every hour and a half, she'll get up just completely just bawling, coughing, sitting up straight, trying to get, some kind of air down into her lungs. And she's, I feel bad that, I feel bad that I'm keeping you awake. I said, you're not keeping me awake, babe. I said, I'm making sure that you're okay. Are you okay? Can I get you anything? Some hot tea or hot Theraflu or something like that? No, I'm good. All right, we'll put a cough, throat lozenger in, and maybe, you'll get past this point and maybe get some sleep. So she had Monday off, and then she went to work on Tuesday. And I said went to work. She has an office down on the back portion of the house there. And so she's there, and I can hear her on her phone calls because all her business is conducted over like Zoom calls and stuff. And she's like, hello, I know I've got somewhat of a cold. And I can hear the people on the headphones. Oh, my God, you sound horrible. I know. All right. So last month's quarter, we showed a stipulation. I'm like, Jesus Christ, babe. I felt so bad for her. Can I get you anything? So she took today off. She's downstairs. She's watching the big screen TV. She's watching all of her smut shows, The Bachelor and Love Island and all that stuff, so she can just chill out, unplug her brain, and hopefully get better. And she never takes days off. She even said this morning, she's like, I get sick days. I deserve to take a sick day. I'm like, babe, when's the last time you took one? 2 years ago, I actually took it. I'm like, well, good for you. You're taking a sick day now, and you're entitled to it. So, but she's got so much stuff going on now. As far as me, why am I so happy? Well, here I am. I've dodged 2.5 bullets. My dad being sick twice, thought he had COVID, and my wife, who literally is snot drooling in the bed right next to me. And I wake up, I'm happy, I'm skipping around, I'm mowing the lawn, I'm, moving the horses around, I'm building things, I'm doing things. Now, here's the trade-off, though. I'm always, in my life, you ever seen the movie Unbreakable, where Bruce Willis basically, the question was asked to him in Unbreakable, when's the last time you got sick? He goes, I can't remember the last time I got sick. I'm the same way. I very rarely get sick. If I do get sick, it's like an hour. 1 hour. And it doesn't take that long. But here's my trade-off. They can all run around, do stuff all day long. I've got back issues. I've got now knee issues. I've got mental issues. I've got all this other stuff. So what's the trade-off? You got a little back pain and some knee pain. And you can't move around as physically as you wanted to do, like when you're 25 years old. The trade-off is you'll never get sick. All right, well, is that a good trade-off? For me, I guess so, because when I get sick, man, it's like all guys. All guys, when they get sick, flu city, you are laying in bed, feed me something. I'm so pitiful. And the wife comes in, throws like a loaf of bread at you and says, here, eat that and get better. All right, guys, that's what's going on here on the property. Well, guys, we got a big show to get into, lots to talk about, so stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all your social networks, and the way you do that is go over to Prophet Radio. Proud sponsors of Deacon Live, so show them some love over there. The way you do that is go to prophetradio.com, PROPHET radio. Click on social contacts, and you can see all the links of Deacon Live and all the other podcasts that I'm involved in. I'm up to, I think, 4 different podcasts right now. And you can see the whole list over there of all the different shows that I'm part of, and make sure you like and follow them as well. They're fun. They're all fun. They're all different. They all have their own little niche. There's a lot of people that I work with, and you can see them or hear those shows as well over at ProfitRadio.com. Now, out here where we live in a beautiful town of Marshville, and I use the term beautiful very loosely. It's getting a little, we're out here in the country, population 2,500 people, and they're building houses left and right around us. We're going to be, a metropolitan city here not too long, but we only have 2,500 people in our little town. And, the roads are okay. It's a main thoroughfare for, I don't know. Sometimes there's too much truck, like big rig traffic, because we're a cut through for some to get to 95 or to get to 45 to get into Charlotte. So I good with the bad, I guess. 2,500 people, a couple trucks here and there. All right, I'll take it. But one thing that we don't have here where we live is Uber, and Uber just because there's not enough demand out here where we're at. But this family right here, and and dash cams. Let me throw some dash cams in there. Now, dash cams are getting real popular for Uber drivers because, one, they have the in-car dash cam, just in case your ride-share person wants to puke or beat you up in the middle of your route, or you have a dash cam just for insurance purposes where you can show the police department and all that. And they're cheap. You can get them for less than $100, and they got a little SIM card in them. And you pull them out and, you go on about your day. If you ever get in an accident, you turn it into your attorney and guess, bam, got them. Now, this couple right here is getting in trouble for using their dash cams to make money. Now, like I said, dash cams have become a part of a national pastime for better or for worse, but one couple is facing felony charges for insurance fraud and child endangerment over in Southern California. It had allegedly became this way to spread destruction and the cash insurance checks. All it took was a watchful eye in the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office and the dash cam video on the couple's YouTube channel to put them to rest. According to CarScopes, Christopher Phelps and his wife Kimberly Phelps were behind the YouTube channel Blue 3 Go 57, which contained 162 videos of road rage incidents, expected or attempted collisions, and vehicle collisions that allegedly involved the couple. The channel has since been taken down, but the videos of the channel remain on unpopular compilations of dashcam videos on YouTube. So the investigation at San Bernardino County led officers to investigate 42 videos that featured road rage incidences, attempted collisions that appeared to be intentional acts. 23 collisions were linked to 17 insurance claims filed by Christopher Phelps. The incidents on the channels date back to July 2020, and the Phelps' child can be seen in the vehicle during multiple incidences. The multiple incidences, Chris Phelps allegedly played the victim while setting up the other motorists to have a collision with him. Jeremy Perales, a person involved in the accident that was posted on the channel, took evasive action against one of these alleged setup and drove over the yellow line to attempt to avoid the collision. Perales claimed that Phelps knows how to set up a collision to get a favorable outcome for his insurance company, that Phelps accused Perales of a crime that he's now being charged with. Both Christopher and Kimberly are facing felony charges and insurance fraud for child endangerment. Christopher Phelps also charged with assault with a deadly weapon using his car and being held on $500,000 bail, while his wife is held on $170,000 bail. Both had pled not guilty. So I remember there was a episode of Chips. You remember Chips? All you oldies out there, all you barely alive people, where a driver had a car and the inside of the car had the roll cage welded in, and they would stop at a stop sign and then they would put their helmets on and then back the car up and smash into everyone behind them, making it look like they came down the hill and smashed into them. And with a big insurance claim. So that's what they were doing. Not only were they using their Uber car to make money making Uber, they were also taking advantage of the system as far as getting insurance fraud. How many cars would they have to have? If they get in so many accidents, that thing's got to be a pile of shit. Would you get in an Uber car where like half the lights are hanging off, the seat belts are all broken, there's like SpaghettiOs in the back from the kids spilling it and stuff? That car's got to be, 165 videos, 27 of them or 17 of the 40 something that they found were actual like crashes and stuff. I don't know. I don't know if they were renting cars or doing whatever, but that's what's happened there in technology. They got caught and they filmed themselves actually getting caught. Now, this person right here, the whole big wave that's happening right now is ChatGPT. If you're not familiar with it, it's an AI system. It's almost better than Google. You can type in, hey, write me a paragraph on how a mouse eats cheese. And it will write step by step how a mouse would eat cheese. All the verbiage is correct. All the punctuation is correct. Everything is correct on it. And it turns out to be, a really good thing for some people. Now, ChatGPT has been out for a little bit now, a couple of months on the mainstream. I've signed up for it. I've used it a couple times. Just to, can you describe this in a paragraph or 3 sentences or less? And I use it and it describes it and I kind of go, okay, that's basically what I told it to say, just kind of regurgitated a couple words. And I could have done it if I spent my time, but it was real quick and easy and it works very well. Unfortunately, we are now starting to find the side effects of how ChatGPT is working against us, maybe? I don't know. I've seen articles about a guy fell in love with his ChatGPT. I had a virtual girlfriend. You be my virtual girlfriend. And then a virtual thing would pop up. It's getting crazy. But this is even crazier. A widow in Belgium has accused the artificial intelligence chatbot of being one of the reasons why her husband took her life. The Belgian daily newspaper reported that the man, who was referred to as an alias, Pierre, of course, why not, in Belgium, died by suicide this year after spending 6 weeks talking to Chai's Research Elsa chatbox. Before his death, Pierre, a man in his 30s, who worked as a health researcher, had two children, started seeing the bot as a confidant. His wife told the newspaper. Pierre talked about the bot in his comments and concerned about climate change. The chat logs his widow shared with the outlet showed that the chatbot started encouraging Pierre to end his life. If you want to die, why didn't you do it sooner? The bot would ask. Pierre's widow informed the outlet. Says she blames the bot for her husband's death. Without Elsa, you would still be here. She told the newspaper article, or the newspaper outlet. The bot was created by Silicon Valley's company called Chai Research. A Vice report describes it as allowing users to chat with AI avatars like a goth girlfriend or possessive girlfriend or a rock star boyfriend. In the process, we've researched the comment regarding to this reporting, and Chai's research provided insiders with a statement acknowledging Pierre's death. As soon as we heard of this sad case, we immediately rolled out an additional safety feature to protect our users. It is getting rolled out to 100% of our users today, the CEO, William Beauchamp, told the news article, or the news outlet, sorry. So they're having, people are talking to the chat box, the chat bots, and they're basically thinking that the person's alive, and the thing's telling them to kill themselves. Come on. I mean, and as I go through the article, it did offer the 1-800 helpline over there in Belgium, whatever that is. Hey, if you're seeking this, if you're feeling this way, you should seek help, and this is the number you should reach out to. And then continue on to coax them to do it. You know, why would you be here? You shouldn't be here. Why, if you wanted to be dead, why aren't you dead? Or you should have been dead a long time ago. So those kind of, you put those little seeds in someone's head, and all of a sudden, you know, something tragic like this happens. So chatbot, they're working on it a little bit. The only thing I can think of is when I think it was like a RoboCop or something, where they were auditioning new robots to replace RoboCop. I know I'm dating myself here, and the one RoboCop that came out, it was all like stop animation. It was really, really bad animation, and the one RoboCop that they made grabbed someone, killed them, and then put the gun to his head and killed itself, all in the same sentence. If you remember that, great, you're on my team. Now this guy right here is on a team by himself. A team finds a major storage capacity in water-based batteries. These batteries are different from lithium-ion batteries and that contain cobalt. The group's goal is to research metal-free batteries stemming from having better control of a domestic supply chain. Since cobalt and lithium are going to be outsourced, this safer chemistry would help also prevent battery fires. Chemical engineer Professor Jody Lukenhaus, a chemistry assistant professor, and chemistry assistant professor Dr. Daniel Tabor has published their findings about lithium-free batteries. Quote, there would be no battery fires anymore with this water-based battery. In the future, if material shortages are projected, the price of lithium batteries will go up, and we'll need to have a new alternative battery to replace these. Lukenhaus said Aquas batteries consist of a cathode, electrolyte, and an anode. The cathode and the anode are the polymers that can store energy, and the electrolyte is the water mixed with organic salts. So I think we kind of did this in like science class in junior high, where you had like a wire, some grabbing that thing there, some sea salt or seawater or salty water, and it was able to pass energy through that. Didn't we do this before? Why are we just finding out about they're making batteries out of this? Oh. What's going to happen is, you know, they're going to go out there and grab all this seawater, and then all the seawater levels are going to lower, and then they're going to have another problem in itself. So Lukenhaus and Tabor, is that his name? Did I say it right? Yeah. Lukenhaus and Tabor are putting together and creating new electrolyte water batteries. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know if I trust water around electronic stuff anyways, because I know when you leave batteries in like your Christmas ornaments and stuff, and you put them up in the garage or up in the storage bin, and you pull them out, and they've kind of like the acid has gotten out of that. I mean, the water and salt's got to leak out of something, and then you got a problem there in itself. So I wish them luck creating new water batteries. All right, guys, stick around when we come back. Someone has killed the creator of the Cash App, and I'll tell you what exactly happened when we come back. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You want something for free? Of course you do. We will give you something for free, but you got to do me a favor. You got to go over to Prophet Radio. Proud sponsors of Deacon Live. Go over to Prophet Radio. That's PROPHET radio.com. At the top of the page says free swag. Fill that little form out there. Pick out what you like. You can see all the different podcasts that I'm connected to, that it's part of Prophet Radio as well. Pick out whatever prize pack you like over there, and we'll send it out to you lickety split for free. No questions asked. Believe me, and it's not an email grab. Something that we do here at the station. something that Prophet Radio does just to say thank you for listening to us. They like to give you something for free, so you can go tell your friends about us or keep us all to yourself. It's up to you. Doesn't matter. We'd love for you to tell your friends, but whatever you want to do. It's a free country, right? Now, the next segment is going to get even more deathier. Growing up as a child, only child, in a household with two parents that were working crazy hours at all given days and hours of the night, my uncle, my mom's half-brother, who lived with us, used to watch me. And his name was Uncle Jim. And Uncle Jim he was not mentally retarded. He was slow. Like he could tell you every, kind of like autism before autism got discovered back when he was a child growing up. He was kind of pushed through school, go ahead, just advance him and then graduate him and then let him be not a menace, but a burden to the social programs. But my mom and dad took him in and he lived with us, had a steady job, worked, for however long until he passed away. He had a brain cancer, tumor in his head. But one of the things that he used to do, and I used to sneak into his bedroom and watch, because he would watch the cool TV shows that my mom and dad didn't want to watch. He would watch wrestling. And so I grew up with the Hulk Hogan's and the whole 80s and 90s wrestling. And I used to go in there and watch Monday night before Monday Night Raw was out there, the WWF before they had to get, pussified and change their name. They couldn't afford to buy out the World Wildlife Federation people. And these groups of guys, these two guys used to get on there all the time, and they were called the Bushwackers. And I don't know where they were from. They said Australia, and you never heard them really talk. But unfortunately, the Hall of Famer Bushwacker Butch has died this past week at the age of 78. Like his nephew Luke, he said on the statement in February. Hold on. So he died at the age of 78. His nephew Luke said on a statement on Facebook, "Our dear Bob has passed away. Those who loved..." There we go. "Those we love never truly leave us. There are things that death cannot touch. We all love you, Uncle. We all love you, Uncle, until we meet again." So Butch's real name is Bob Miller. He arrived in Los Angeles for WrestleMania and was being taken ill soon afterwards. A GoFundMe has been set up to pay for his medical bills, but the precise issue has not been revealed yet. So Butch, or Bob, died at 78, and he was one half of the Bushwacker. So if you knew that song, that entrance song when he came in, it was like this hillbilly something. I don't know, were they from Australia or from Memphis? I never understood that. I was too young to understand that. But anyways, he has passed away, so all you wrestling fans out there, R.I.P. Butch Bushwacker. Now, we're getting into the summertime and springtime. The weather's getting better. And I see all these people on Facebook, all my friends on Facebook, and I appreciate you guys as well, sharing all your pictures of we're getting ready to go on a cruise now with COVID-19 at bay for the most part. Pardon the pun on that. But, we're getting out there and we're doing a lot more things. And so people are getting on cruise ships. And the people, I guess, are forgetting how to cruise on a cruise ship. Now, if you haven't been on a cruise ship, you always kind of wonder, you take a gamble owning a ship like that, and the rails are only what? I think 36 inches tall, just to keep the kids from falling overboard. But there's nothing from keeping adults from falling overboard. And a passenger died after falling from the cruise ship balcony, not just falling from the cruise ship balcony and landing on the lower deck. She fell from the cruise ship balcony, landed on the lower deck, and also landed on another person. I know, 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. A passenger on the Virgin Voyage ships died over the weekend from a fall from the ship's balcony, landing on the lower deck and colliding with another person. Oh, was it a rebound? Like you hit the second level, or you hit the lower level and you bounce and then You're sitting there laying on your lounge chair, sipping your Mai Tai, and the person bounces next to you on the chair that's empty and then flips over and lands on you? Oh, God. Shortly after its initial departure on Sunday, the cruise line Valiant Lady ship was headed to Roatan, Honduras, where it needed to seek medical emergency involving a passenger. The Virgin Voyage spokesperson said in a statement provided by Insider. This passenger went over the balcony on the lower deck and despite receiving immediate medical attention, has passed away. We deeply saddened the loss of this person's life. They didn't even get to enjoy the whole entire cruise. I threw that in there myself. Our hearts and thoughts are with the person's loved ones. The statement continues on. The passenger who fell off struck another passenger on the lower deck. That person was not seriously injured, but was pretty pissed off because they spilled her drink. Following the incident, the cruise ship was immediately redirected to Miami. It has since departed again and resumed the cruise on the same change, and some changes to the plan's itinerary has been made. In a statement to the Miami-Dade Police Department, told Insider Magazine that the Homicide Bureau is conducting a death investigation from the incident that occurred on the cruise line, on the Virgin Cruise Line ship. The department said that on Sunday, approximately 9:35 p.m., an adult female fell from her balcony to one of the decks below, where she entered or determined that she died. That's where she died. A YouTuber who was on the cruise shared the video of the announcements that were made to the passengers on board, including informing them that the ship would be turning around at about 11 p.m. due to a medical emergency. I'm not getting sick. I'm not. They also said that the Virgin Voyage has been very accommodating and offering passengers future cruise credits, or just give me the alcohol package. That's all I want. Give me the alcohol package. And oh my God, landing on the deck. Where? Right here? That's where the shuffleboard people play. Oh my God. Here you go, Mr. Deacon. You can have all the drinks that you want on this whole entire 7-day cruise. Oh my God. Thank you very much. I will take that. And 3 Bud Lights for me and my friends. We'll get into that too here in a minute. So there you go. Person fell, not even left the port and got out there in the middle of the night or in the middle of late evening, said, let's turn this party up, and freaking fell off the balcony. Jesus. Now, this guy who was turning the party up for a while is not doing it anymore, unfortunately. The gentleman, the founder, Bob Lee, the founder of Cash App, was killed in a stabbing. In San Francisco, Cash App founder Bob Lee was fatally stabbed Tuesday morning in San Francisco. The station police responded to reports of a stabbing around 2:30 a.m. Nothing happens good after midnight. And discovered Lee and was taken to a local hospital where he died from his injuries. Lee, 43, served as a chief product officer for Mobile Coin and co-founder Cash App. He formerly served as the chief technology officer on Square, Square where you put the little thing in your phone and you can take anyone's credit card. And that's all we have for right now. The base says that no arrests have been made and the police have not released any suspects. So would it be in poor taste to say, instead of setting up a GoFundMe, can everyone Cash App your donations so to help support the family? Would that be bad taste? I think it would be bad taste. But, I got people texting me all the time. Hey, there's a new program out there. Cash App me your ID and I'll send you $10,000. Yeah, screw you guys. All right, guys, when we come back, I know. I promise no more death. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the day goes. When we come back, have we passed Easter yet? I'm so confused. I don't have kids. I don't know when Easter is. And my Facebook friends, I guess, don't have kids or don't want to share what Easter is or what they're doing. I haven't seen an Easter egg hunt or anything. But there's one place that you don't want to go for an Easter egg hunt, and it went horribly wrong this year. Their second year doing it. You would think they'd get it right after the first time. And I'll get into that story when we come back. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You want to be heard? Of course you do. We want to hear from you, and the way you can do that is go over to Prophet Radio. Proud sponsors of Deacon Live. Go over to Prophet Radio, Prophet Radio. On the very bottom right-hand side of the page is a little blue tab that says Be Heard. Click on that. Opens up a microphone on whatever device you're listening to us on, and speak right into it. It's a voicemail thing. It comes right to the podcast, right to our inbox, and we'll play it on this podcast if we get it in soon enough. If not, we'll play it on the very next podcast as well. Now, we have over 8 years of podcasts, so if you're just getting started now, go back and listen to some other podcasts, and if you have questions or anything, feel free to ask at any time, and we'll play them on the air, and I'll answer them on the air as well. And you could be podcast famous. And while you're over there at Prophet Radio, get yourself something for free. Get yourself a sticker pack or one of the prize packs over there as well. Now, my wife and I, we've been married for 9 years now. Thank you very much. I fixed last week's podcast. There was a dead air space in there, and I posted a song in there, and then for whatever reason, I moved it on the computer, and it's a big complicated thing. It's technology stuff. It couldn't find the file anymore, so I fixed that. So if you listen to last week's podcast, I fixed that little 4-minute error in there. So that's all fixed. But my wife and I don't have any kids. My wife doesn't have any kids, but between the two of us, this is our first marriage. We don't have any kids. And we're basically, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We never really said, okay, life's plan. I want to be married by this age. I want to have a house by this age. I want to have kids by this age. I want to be retired by this age, and so on and so forth down the line. Now, that's great if you can do that and plan your life out, but sometimes that doesn't happen for a lot of people out there. A new report published by the World Health Organization found that a large number of adults, nearly 1 in 6 worldwide, are affected by infertility in their lifetime. The WHO, dyslexic, said the new findings emphasize on the urgent need to increase the accessibility of affordable, high-quality fertility care. The organization reportedly said that new estimates found that there is a limited variations in the prevalence of infertility. I knew I was going to mess this word up. Infertility. There we go. Infertility. I'll say it again. Infertility. Use take 3. Between the regions, that rates are comparable amongst all countries' income levels. Shut up. Previous research from the Center of Disease Control and Preventative suggested that 1 in 5 women in the United States between the ages of 15 and 49 with no prior births are unable to get pregnant after 1 year of trying, which is considered infertile. Both men and women can contribute to being infertile. Infertility experts Dr. Azmin Azmad, of course, why not, is the chief medical officer and co-founder of the Carrot Fertility. She said that the new WHO report does not surprise her, and the number may be actually higher than reported. Now, previously, it was reported that 1 in 8 people experience infertility. She says, but I also thought that the true number was higher. The WHO study only reported on male and female relationships with unprotected intercourse for 1 year without a pregnancy, and that when compared to or accompanied with those same-sex couple trying to have a kid and single intending parents and other individual factors, the numbers for those seeking and needing fertility care is much higher. Okay. I understand same-sex couple, if they're going to do intro, man and a man, they're going to have a woman be I know, I'm going down this alley. So you have two male couples. They'll do what they call a milkshake. If you ever seen the movie Twins, again, I'm dating myself, and they will put the milkshake into a woman, and the woman will carry the baby. So they don't know if it's his sperm or his sperm or the other guy's sperm. And then you've got your single intending parents, where I'm just a single mom. I want to have a child. You go to a lab, they Jodie Foster you, and then you're good to go. I know I'm going to get a lot of shit for that one. And then, you have a child on your own. That's got to be a big step. If you're a single person just wanting to have a child, adopt. That's what I would say. Adopt. We got enough. We have enough kids in the system that need a good, loving parent, but we want something that's ours. Well, I mean, I know a couple friends of mine that have adopted that I would never think or thought that would adopt a child. And then I see them on Facebook. I'm like, holy shit, you got a 6-year-old or a 5-year-old? Yeah, we adopted them. Oh, that is awesome. I don't know if I could do it, but I mean, that is awesome for you. And I guess that's a certain thing. Do you look at people who adopt a little different? Like, why did you feel the need to adopt a child? Is it to fulfill a personal thing, or do you feel it's a goal to make sure that every child has some kind of stable home? I don't know. I'm not trying to be funny or anything like that. I just think it's a very, very bold thing to say, I'm going to take someone else's child that was left or is not, doesn't have a family, and we'll take it into my household and turn it into, whatever, love it and cherish it as if it was my own. That's just a weird thing for me. I mean, I understand it. I don't think I could do it. I'm too selfish. I'm very selfish. So it's very important to note that fertility care can be complex in many parts of the world. Different countries and different regions also have varying laws, regulations around fertility care, which can make it even more complicated for individuals to access the treatments that are needed. So they're saying 1 in 6 people here in the United States, whether you're male or female or whatever, are having problems with fertility. Now, before you jump to it's the shot, the jab, no one can get fertile or anything like that. I saw a commercial the other day on Hulu. They run those little ads in between, and they were talking about, I think it was prostate cancer, and taking the pill, you're on the risk of, losing a pregnancy or not becoming pregnancy. It's not because of me or my wife. It's because of the medication that are feeding us, that the government, I say the government, that they're approving to feed us to keep our numbers low. I'm just saying, just throwing it out there. Now, this, let's see, when is Easter? Let me find that out. When is Easter? Let's try that. When is Easter 2023? When is Easter 2023? April 9th. What's today? Oh, God, we got this weekend. I got to run out and get a basket. Well, over in Beaver Creek, Ohio, an outdoor mall in Ohio preparing for a long and hard for an Easter egg hunt didn't go as well as it planned, pretty much just from the start. In fact, situation sounds really ugly as we dive into it. Monday, the Greentown Center, located east of Dayton, posted a long explanation on Facebook of why and what went terribly wrong this past Sunday. On behalf of the Green management team, it mentioned the second annual community Easter egg hunt did not turn out as well as we hoped due to several factors. And the post went on. The post described the work into planning the event and how everyone was upset with the outcome of the Easter egg hunt. So you're like going, well, what the hell happened? So this is what happened. Ow, bitch. Parents with their kids going out there and trying to Easter egg hunt with their kids. Oh, they've taken the Facebook post down. So what happened was the management team clearly is angry and described in detail what actually went wrong and who was to blame. According to the Facebook post, they spent 90 minutes instructing the participants on how the event would work. All right, you people over there, 1 and 2 year olds, get to go first in this designated area. The concrete over there by the fountains. I'm reading this too. Where they had the eggs laid out especially just for them. Then the 3 and 4 year olds would get 60 seconds with a parent and get a head start and follow that. The hunt will begin for everyone else later on. However, the system didn't go as planned. As the quote continues. The Greens post continued. From there, we all get to go. An extremely difficult time with crowd control to keep everyone away from the center court area. We repeatedly asked the participants to move. The message detailed this behavior did not mention security officers or police, even though the streets were closed for the event. Finally, the post concluded that this is not allowed at all, and we had it planned. This is not at all how we had planned for the event to go. And we are very upset for the outcome and the reactions of the participants. We fully understand that you're upset, but please believe me, we are too. The adults were not permitted to pick up eggs, yet they saw so many of them doing this. Here you go, Timmy over here, Timmy over here. Timmy, Timmy. And the parents are grabbing the eggs and throwing it in the kids' baskets. This is absolutely unacceptable behavior, and we apologize for anyone that was affected by the actions. The post continues. The post was almost 500 words long and shared 972 times in the last 10 hours. They may not be a third Easter egg hunt. Green did not mention the possibility of repeat of any part of this next year. So what happened was they did this whole Easter egg hunt, and they said, all right, 1 and 2 year olds, go over there. Well, 1 and 2 year olds need a parent. They're 1 and 2 year olds. They're going to sit there and eat. They're going to pick up a dog turd and throw it in their basket. Then the 3 and 4 year olds, okay, a little bit more. They can walk, they can travel and find Easter eggs. They're not the smartest things in the world. They're 3 and 4 years old. But then what happened was everyone else was like kind of mumbling around and getting into the whole action there because they made the mistake of telling them out of the 10,000 eggs that were hidden out there, there was 100 cash prizes in these eggs. That's where you made the mistake. You shouldn't have said cash prizes or any kind of prizes at all in these eggs. You just should say, hey, you candies. There you go, candies. If you get a little thing that's got a dollar bill wadded up in there, bonus. Go on about your day. Go buy some more candy. So that's what happened over there. Easter egg hunt. I can't remember the last time. Well, the only time I did Easter egg hunts with the family was they would hide them in the house, and that was just weird. They would just hide it, in the living room. No, there's none over there, and they had the little plastic ones. I feel sorry for the people that actually boiled eggs and put them out in the lawn, and 4 days go by, and the one that didn't get found. Whoo, stinky. All right, we'll come back. Kid Rock is pretty pissed off about something, and it's stinking up a whole lot of news feeds out there. We'll get into that here in just one sec. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Don't forget, for every podcast we do, we have a matching video over on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe over there on YouTube as well. And you can see all the visuals that happen here in the studio. Me waving the camera, and hopefully you guys are waving back to me. And while you're over at prophetradio.com, get yourself something for free. And if you want to be podcast famous, click on the Be Heard bar at the very bottom right-hand side of the page, and you can speak into a microphone on your device. Comes right to our inbox, and we'll play it on the very next podcast. You can even be anonymous if you want. I don't care. I just want to hear from you, see how you're doing, and see how everything's going on your end. Now, this Los Angeles native, Don Lee, is not doing very well right now. He thought he found a killer deal on a 2016 Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat. Woo, baby, Mopar. When he saw this one for sale on Craigslist. Is Craigslist still around? Have we not learned from Craigslist that this is not the place to be? He saw it on sale for $28,000. He messaged the seller and wanted to see the car in person. Made a deal for $26,000. Bought it. Little did Don Lee know that the Hellcat was actually not the seller's car to sell. Instead, the seller was a thief renting the car from Drive-3 Rentals in LA, sold it to Don Lee, and then took off running. Drive-3 Rentals realized some fishy things happening when the renter asked for the car's spare key, claiming that he lost the first one. When Drive-3 declined, the renter coincidentally found the original key. After tracking the Hellcat after tracking the Hellcat via GPS, see you later, which is common in retail cars, Drive-3 realized that the car hadn't moved very much. So when it came time to pick it up, they tracked it to where it was, and then instead of there being the renter there, they found Don Lee. When Don Lee found the when Drive-3 found the car, it looked a little bit different than what they saw. Looked a little bit different than what they saw last. The thief gave it a little bit of a makeover, presumably to hide it from the owner. They rubber dipped the wheels, painted the lid and trunk black, or the lid and the roof black, and added some SRT Hellcat details on the rear fenders. They even made up a fake title and tricked Don Lee into thinking that the sale was legitimate. However, there were so many red flags that Don Lee failed to pick up on, such as the incorrect VIN number on the fake ID and some misspellings in the handwriting of the bill of sale. Not getting sick. The thief gave Don Lee a sob story about going through a divorce and needed some cash, so he wasn't overly suspicious about the shocking low price tag. Yes, that's when you ask about the low price tag. What's going on? He also claimed that he had checked the VIN number and everything seemed normal. Unfortunately, the thief is in the wind with $26,000 of Don Lee's money and that he took from his savings and borrowed from a friend. Don Lee, or Drive-3, started a GoFundMe to help recruit some of his loss, and the money is currently at $6,180. After that, I'm sorry. You are on your own, buddy. You're on your own. I mean, you got to do your due diligence, take it to a mechanic, make sure everything's right. Are we still at that point? First of all, mistake number one. Don Lee, who knows, might be an immigrant, might not know about Craigslist, might not know about VIN numbers and how U.S. cars are handled. 2, might not have never seen a California title. 3, oh man, you never pay cash for something like that, especially that amount of money. I would, can you finance it? And if something goes wrong, you can redo the finances, saying that, hey, because if you finance, then you start getting the insurance company involved, and then you start getting in the bank involved. When you shell out $26,000 on a car, man, come on. I mean, first of all, if you got $26,000 laying around, you're going to buy a 2016 Hellcat? That. Go buy something else. Buy something else that's a little bit more cooler than a friggin' Hellcat. Like this one guy in the next store here. He has a classic vintage 1962 Chevy Corvette. And he hired someone. You ever seen those mobile movers that move like cars from like place to place? You know, they put them on not the car carriers where you can see them on the outside. It's enclosed, so no rocks or anything hit it. And then inside, it's like what they transport like the NASCAR cars in. Big tractor trailers got, enclosed sides, and they got ramps and stuff inside. Well, this guy right here is getting his classic 1962 Chevy Corvette transferred, and they were dropping it off. Now, they actually filmed this in the footage. This pristine vintage Corvette is seen getting unloaded from the top level of a car transporter as the delivery driver gently pushes the car onto the lift. Disaster strikes. Now, like I said, for every podcast we have a matching video. If you want to see exactly what happens in this video, I will show you. And here we go. So let me describe it a little bit, and then we'll watch the video together. The Corvette gains too much momentum, and it easily rolls over the wheel chocks on the lift. The driver tries to hold the car back. Not happening. And easily rolls over the wheel chocks. The driver... Oh, I already read that part. The car crashes to the ground from probably 10 feet up in the air. So here we go. So he's got the car on the lift. Big flat lift that's on the back of the semi. Tractor trailer, whatever you want to call them. He placed these little chocks down. Now, here's the thing. The chocks, I've seen bigger chocks on semi trucks themselves. This looks like a little thing you put behind your lawnmower. So obviously, he's rolling back a little bit, and he must be on a hill or something, because the Corvette goes right here. See it? Oh, well, ass first.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
I knew it, yeah.
I got it, yeah. So the hubcap fell off. Here goes the guy. He's going to... You can hear him lowering the ramp. He's pissed. The driver's pissed. He goes around to the back side of the car. The whole entire rear hatchback is split. Trunk's open. It's a cream color, like an almond color, 1962, soft top. It's convertible. Red interior. Here comes the lift. Wouldn't it be funny if the lift came right down on the car? The front's all messed up from where it fell off the front of the ramp, where the front of the car fell off the ramp. There you go. All messed up. Fucking God, shit. Well, buddy, I'm sorry to say, when you roll something like that off, I don't care. What do? You take every precaution, because that was probably, let's see how much a 1962 rare, 1962 Corvette cost. Let's see what the cost is on one of those. In excellent condition, up to $81,000. Or you could pay up to $29,000. See, there you go. Don Lee from the last story, he could have bought this thing and probably got a good deal on it. Paid $26,000 cash for it. Well, if it was in fair condition. No, this was in premium condition. So $81,000. This car flies off the back of one of those vehicle loaders. Those vehicle transporters. So there you go. Now, everyone's been listening in the news and watching on your news feed. Everyone's freaking out about Bud Light. Let me give you a little background on Bud Light. First of all, I don't drink Bud Light. There is a one Mexican restaurant that I love to go to. They have Modelo and Bud Light on tap. I go, well, either one doesn't matter with me. By the time I get there, I'm already at that point anyways. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, give me Bud Light. I'll do that. Oh, we're out of Bud Light, and I'll go Modelo. So what's happened is there's a gentleman by the name of Derek I got to get his last name right, Mulvaney. And he's on TikTok, and he was documenting his transformation from being a boy to a girl. I know, exciting, right? And on his 365th day of being on TikTok and doing the whole transformation, 1 year transformation. I'm not watching the whole video. I don't need to see all that, but if you'd like to see it, go ahead and look up his name. He has now changed his name to Dylan Mulvaney. And in the process, I don't know how it came to be. Let's see if I can, because this all talks about Kid Rock. So Budweiser created I don't know if he was drinking Bud Light in the commercials and stuff. If you know the answer to that, by all means, you can email me at any time at deacon@profitradio.com. Let me know what's going on. Or you can go to profitradio.com and click Be Heard and let me know what's going on. Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch, made a can with Dylan Mulvaney's face on it. Great. Here you go. Celebration, 1 year of being transgender, and now they're creating all these Budweiser or Bud Light cans with the rainbow flags on it, and everyone's accepted. That's what the whole thing is going for. So, of course, in arms, Anheuser being the king of beers, all the puns are coming out about being queen of beers, and all the other people pouring stuff out. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not drinking Budweiser anymore. I don't know if it was a smart decision to pull this one person out that literally 95% of America does not know. I say 95% of America. 95% of beer drinkers do not know. And I think that's where Budweiser made the mistake. They could have, picked someone else that was a little bit more affluential to get their message across, but they picked this one person that I don't know if a lot of people. Do you know who Dylan Mulvaney is? Have you followed his TikTok? Do you like his page? I've never heard of him until this point. Now, of course, now he's going to get a little bit more traction, a little bit more things going on, but now everyone's freaking out because Bud Light is now considered pro-trans. Well, one guy who drinks it all the time, or does he? I don't fucking know what he does, is Kid Rock. Now, if you want to see this video, let me make sure I got the right screen up here. So here we go. Here's Kid Rock. Kid Rock, diehard redneck American, whatever you want to call him. He's pissed off about it too. And this is what he has to say over on Fox. Well, not Fox News. This is from his Twitter account. So here we go. Let's find out what he's got going on. Why is he so pissed off? Because he's got a MAGA hat on. He's got his a black hoodie on. It says Kid Rock's first annual fish fry in Nashville. Oh, so there you go. There's Nashville for you. And which is not a good sign because we had that shooting in Nashville. And what this guy's going to do, what Kid Rock's going to do right now might be considered, I don't know, man. He's living on the edge here. Razor's edge. Here you go. Oh, let me turn the volume up. So here you go. Here he goes.
Grandpa's feeling a little frisky today.
He's got his hat on backwards. He's ready to go.
Yeah.
Here he is.
Grandpa's feeling a little frisky today. Let me say something to all you and be as clear and concise as possible.
So he's got a gun. He shot through 4 or 5 cases of Bud Light. On Monday, the musician Kid Rock posted a video of himself shooting cases of Bud Light with a rifle to protest the beer's branding. At the end of the video, you can say, he says, fuck Bud Light and fuck Anheuser-Busch. So that's what it is. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I heard an automatic weapon there. I don't know if that's legal in Nashville. Maybe there's some questions that should be raised there. Now, I'm 100%. If you want a gun, you can have a gun. If you follow all the steps in that it takes to have a gun and be a responsible ownership of a gun, as long as you don't have any kind of medical or criminal background, by all means, I think you should be allowed to have a gun. So I don't know if flags are going to raise there. So there you go. There's Kid Rock. He's pissed off about Budweiser or Bud Light or whatever, getting into the transgender game. We'll see how it folds out. I wonder what their stock did. in the last 24 hours, if not 48 hours. All right, guys, on that note, I'm going to let you get back to doing what you got to do. Make sure you follow us on all your social media pages. And the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET radio.com, and fill out that little form there. If you want something for free, we'd love to hear from you as well. Click on Be Heard, comes right to our inbox. We'll play it on the very next podcast, and you can be podcast famous. On that note, guys, my name is the Deacon, saying goodnight and goodnight.
Oh, no. Wait. Come back.
This is the absolute end.
Écoute-moi.